Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I would also like to thank Rayo, Seam, Meek, and Enerest in general for these fantastic projects and cooperation, and the wonderful presentation, which took a little bit too long, but no problem. I'm here today to present my company. So I'm a little bit like the advertisement before the main event, which will be presented by my colleague Philip. And I will speak a little bit about IKO in general. So I'm Bart Claesswinnen. I'm the export manager for IKO NV. I sell and distribute bituminous membranes, peer insulation, and liquid accessories to over 25 markets worldwide. So Estonia is one of those 25, but one of the most precious to my heart. So my main customers are contractors and distributors. And the last years I've been specializing in waterproofing systems. So not so much each item separately, but the total package. So from insulation, vapor barrier till the final waterproofing. When I started working for IKO, the company was still called ATAP NV, which also Rayo was speaking about. And ATAP is an abbreviation for Antwerp Tar and Asphalt Company, which at that point was purchased by the IKO Group. The IKO Group was a producer worldwide. And since then, it slowly started evolving into IKO NV. IKO NV today is the headquarters of IKO Europe. This means that we are doing accountancy, finance, IT is being organized for over 200 subsidiaries worldwide, but mainly, of course, in Europe. IKO NV, of course, is also a producer of bituminous membranes. So here you see one of the production lines. So we produce both SBS and APP optimized membranes, depending on the market to which we export, which can be either SBS or APP. It's not just the bituminous membranes, but we also have a factory on this site where we produce liquids. So in this picture, you can see, first of all, the main office. The red dot is where my office is. As you can also see, we have connection to the Schelde, which is a sea river, which is optimal for exportation by container. In this building, we are producing the bituminous membranes. Here is the liquids factory. And finally, also a very important part of being a producer of bituminous membranes is the training center. In this training center, we invite roofing contractors to be trained in the different systems. And at the end of the training, they get a certification that they are a PowerGum or PowerFlex certified applicator. IKO is not just a producer, but it is also a sales organization. So we are market leader in the Benelux. For those who don't know, Benelux is Belgium, Holland, and Luxembourg. And we also have a brand called Aquaplan. Aquaplan is a complete range of products for waterproofing and insulation, which is being distributed in the DIY stores, in the Benelux mainly, not in other markets. And of course, the export department, of which I am mainly the leading figure, where we distribute and sell peat insulation and bituminous membranes worldwide. And of course, because we are so close to the harbor of Antwerp and Rotterdam, it's optimal for exportation. When I started working for IKO, they were telling me that each roof is different. I didn't believe it, but it is in fact the case, and not just each roof, but each market. And in each market, the rules are a little bit different, especially in Europe. That makes it quite interesting and complicated. Mainly in Scandinavia and the Baltics, we have always been very successful. Of course, because of the reason that we are located so close to the harbor, but also because we always are investing in getting all the certifications for the different markets, which is in fact an important aspect of the business. And of course, Estonia, Enerest has been a very good partner. I'm very proud of this cooperation, mainly because it all started with a stupid telephone call in 2011, which took 2 hours, and it developed until what we have today and all these beautiful projects that we already did. So it's really an example for the entire IKO group. IKO worldwide, it is a family-owned business, and today it's the third generation who is running the company. On the right-hand side, you see Hartley, which is running the European operation, and his nephew David is doing North America. Their fathers, Saul and Henry, were the second generation, and totally on left-hand side, you see the founder of the company, Isidor Koshitsky, who started with a small factory and built it till what it is today. When you look at the IKO group worldwide, it is divided geographically into IKO North America and IKO Europe. We have over 37 factories, and that number changes all the time, and over 4,500 employees. IKO has always invested a lot of effort in innovating, and not just innovating to innovate, but innovate to improve. And most of the innovations that we have done have been there for many, many years. So this means that the innovations really have been effective. I have shown a couple of examples. For example, on the left-hand side, you see a quadra membrane. This membrane is a vapor diffusion membrane. So in fact, it is there, you apply it to avoid blister forming. Before there were other solutions, but they were not as good. And with the quadra membrane, you have approximately adhesion power of 50% of the normal fully bonded membrane. Still today, it is used as an underlayer on PIR insulation, because PIR contains some gas. When you apply the membrane, some of the gas escapes. So with the partial adhesion, you avoid having blisters. Another big innovation was the introduction of graphite into the membrane. Graphite will be better explained by Siem later on. And that's mainly important to be in line with the fire regulations, anti-fire regulations, fly fire in fact. More recently, we have also introduced the Carrara membrane for many different reasons. Also, that will be explained more into detail by Siem. And then the latest innovation, and also the reason why we are here today, is our Italia product range, where we go into the world of circularity, which is nowadays a very important aspect. Apart from the geographical division, you can also see a division in the products that we produce. On the one hand side, you have the shingles, which was the core business of the IKO group in the beginning, which is also called the residential waterproofing. Next to it, you have the commercial waterproofing, of which I am mainly selling in Europe. So we have the bituminous IKO Armor Plan. We also are a producer of PVC membranes and TPO membranes, and a liquids solution. The latest division is the insulation division, which has been very successful. So it has been so successful, in fact, that we have now a third division, IKO Insulations. It started in Canada. The first factory was put in Brampton, with 2 more factories later on. But especially for the Europe activities, the Klundert factory was the most important, because this is also the factory where we use to sell and distribute PIR insulation. Later on came Combronde, Alkenbury, and now we are putting a 4th factory in Germany. So you can see from starting from 2006 till today, Nowadays, we are selling over 25 million square meters of peer insulation. Okay, that's for the advertisement. Thank you for your time. And if there are any questions, please feel free to ask them.